Hello,
Hello,
I'm Alex Christie, Oberlin class of '09,
I'm Eli Stine, Oberlin class of 14.
and we're both back in town visiting from Charlottesville, Virginia, where we both go to school at
University of Virginia. Yeah.
studying composition and computer technologies.
Yep, I'm a fifth year and you are
I'm a third year
now.
halfway through my PhD.
Yep.
So you're about to finish.
I'm about to finish. Yeah.
Questions?
Shall we ask a couple questions?
Yeah, ask me a question.
Yes. Alex,
Mhm.
what is one thing people don't know about you?
So one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that when I was a kid, I really, really wanted to take tap dancing lessons.
Yeah.
My mom thought it wasn't a great idea for me to take tap lessons, even though she is an artist. She thought that maybe I would have a hard time, probably socially. But I kind of feel like I missed out because I still really like watching old school tap dance videos and stuff like that. And I wonder what could have been.
What could have been? Well, I had a little bit of what could have been because on the flip side of that, I actually did take tap lessons probably when I was maybe like 8 to 10 or something. And I got the shoes that are very loud, by the way. So shout out to my parents for letting me make incredibly loud tapping noises inside of the house. So
Was it as much fun as I imagined?
yes,
Okay.
sadly.
I'm glad that you got
There's
that.
still time.
Okay.
You can
Yeah,
just
maybe.
go buy a pair of shoes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I did take some dance though, not tap.
Mm-hmm.
I took quite a few modern dance classes when I was here at Oberlin though.
Yeah, I did as well. A couple. Yeah.
Collaborating with the TIMARA department.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ask for like a favorite memory, but what's something that you learned or happened to you at Oberlin that pops back up into your brain in your post-Oberlin life? And
That's a big
reminds
one.
you of things.
Yeah, yeah. I had some great winter terms. I'll always remember those. One, we went to the Czech Republic.
Oh, wow.
And that was one of the first times I'd left the country. And we had a cohort from TIMARA, from film studies, studio art, I think was in there too. And we kind of had camaraderie for about 2 weeks or so in Prague and kind of just learned about sound, learned about Prague, walked around. Really awesome experience.
Yeah, you know, I remember, because I had graduated, I remember hearing and seeing about this and being like, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of memories working with the dance department.
Yeah.
Partly because I learned a lot about the rehearsal process in theater and dance, which is pretty different from, well, some aspects of it are pretty different from the rehearsal process in music.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was one of the first really significant interdisciplinary learning experiences I had, even though it was still within the arts, but getting to participate in somebody else's world of art making and seeing what they go through and where we overlap and where we don't overlap. It just gave me a new frame and context to think about all the work that I do and how it relates to other people in other fields.
Totally. Yeah.
And I still do some interdisciplinary work. I'm not as involved with dance as I used to be, but whenever I am collaborating, I think I remember that because working with the dance department was, well, with the dance and TIMARA department, is the foundation for my ideas of collaboration.
Yeah. If you could share any advice with the current OB, what would that be?
I feel like I should look directly at the camera when I say this. So this one. I think Oberlin has a lot of resources.
Yeah.
In terms of space, people, technology, you know, everything. And it sounds cliche to take advantage of that, but when I say take advantage of that, I mean investigate that, explore that, and let yourself find something that really resonates with you, because it's probably here. You just might have to do a little digging. And I think really the one thing that I learned at Oberlin that was huge is that sometimes it's really useful to fail at things. And I tried a lot of stuff that was very successful for me here. And I tried a lot of stuff that didn't quite take. And I failed and learned a lot through it. And it was one of the best communities to do that in.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. I think you should go out and try really hard to fail at something.
I think just being here for this couple of days and meeting with students and reminding myself of how amazingly active the students at Oberlin are, thinking about choosing when to say yes and when to say no to things is something that, of course, can start here for a lot of people and then continue on for the rest of your life. Of course, if you're active, engaging with multiple communities, multiple projects at once, all those kinds of things, kind of figuring out, I don't want to, it's not really like as quantitative as like a risk-reward analysis, but just getting involved with things and kind of stepping away from things according to how they'll benefit you, how they'll benefit the community. One thing that is really important, I think, that OBs can do too is kind of taking the work that they are doing and asking for help from other people and kind of getting them involved, and maybe rather than saying no to a project, referring them to somebody else. Because you can't do everything all at once. And I think a lot of Oberlin students try to do that for very good reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please describe the Oberlin community in just one word.
In one word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I would give kind of like a postmodern one-word construction, which would be committed, but then in parentheses before committed, the word over. So both committed and overcommitted.
Yeah.
Because I think that there's a deep commitment in Oberlin students to their practice, artistic or otherwise, the community as a whole, and then sometimes that overcommitment, which can be for better or for worse, is also very present in the way that the community functions. Yeah.
I think I agree with that one
Yeah.
too. I couldn't think of
A single word?
a single word.
Could you think of multiple words?
I could think of multiple words.
You want to lay
And
some on me?
I bet someone who sees this will know the word.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the way I was reminded of this being here recently too, I feel like Oberlin students are really good at like questioning authority or questioning traditions or questioning anything that they see as too easily accepted. And I really admire that. So it's not quite skeptical. It's not quite just questioning. It's definitely part curious. So all these things, and if there's a word out there somewhere, and maybe
You can make up a
maybe
new
someone-
word. I don't know.
Yeah, Oberlin-y.
Oberlin-y, yeah. Kind of forward-looking skepticism,
Yeah.
something like that.